13 Action News, Good Morning Las Vegas.
Right now on Good Morning Las Vegas, an accused predator on the run. Police say he inappropriately touched a child. This morning, how your kids can turn the tables on an attacker. Plus, the partial government shutdown now reaching record-breaking heights today, leaving the paychecks of hundreds of thousands of government workers in limbo. Plus, a reality check, the star of a popular reality show arrested for the third time here in Las Vegas. We'll tell you what she's being accused of now. Good Morning Las Vegas, I'm Tom George.
And I am meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. Do you like clouds?
I love clouds.
Oh, right. Today's your day. Oh,
as long as there's no snow.
No snow today.
Oh, good.
And no rain today. We're staying dry.
Yes.
I know. It'll be a
things
nice
are looking
day.
Up. Yeah, beautiful
Things
day.
will be looking cloudy. Here it is. Ooh, I even wrote it down. Cloudy for your Saturday. Yes, indeed. We have a storm approaching. The good news with it, if you do not like rain, it should not bring rain to the valley. Then, as the storm moves through, we will have the clouds clearing out, and that will offer us a sunnier Sunday. How about that? Then, as we move through the upcoming week, conditions will be unsettled. We will have a series of storms rolling through, bringing us the opportunity for wet weather throughout the upcoming week, but not the weekend. Here's a look at forecast highs for today. Spring Valley, 56 degrees. Mount Charleston, 39 degrees. Centennial Hills, 55. Red Rock, 52 degrees. Southern Highlands expecting a high of 54. 56 degrees in Boulder City. Henderson expecting 60 degrees for a high temperature. And North Las Vegas, your high temperature, 56 degrees under some cloud cover. That's all thanks to a storm that's sitting over Southern California right now, a good area of low pressure. It looks like it's going to stick together, but it shouldn't. There aren't enough dynamics in the atmosphere for it to stick together once it gets to the valley. Therefore, what we are going to experience from the storm, just some clouds. That's it. Maybe an isolated sprinkle, but I highly doubt it. Then that storm will continue to pull off to our east as we move through our Sunday, and we'll see some sunshine. Then on Monday and Tuesday, a storm will roll through. Wednesday, it should start to clear out. Then let me get out of the way for Thursday. There it is. Rain expected, mountain snow, and wind on your Thursday. Tom?
Sunny Sunday. Gina bringing us a good one. Thanks, Gina. Well, Metro is investigating a fatal crash. It happened shortly after midnight at the intersection of Sahara and Fremont. Right now, we don't know how many people were killed or the details of the crash. You might have noticed the intersection closed down overnight, though. We are working to get more information. And right now, an urgent warning. Police are looking for a man accused of inappropriately touching an 11-year-old. This is a sketch of the suspect you see right there. It happened Wednesday just before 8:30 a.m. while the child was walking to Clifford Lawrence Junior High School. Police say the 11-year-old victim reported the suspect touched them at least 3 times before getting scared off. Well, we caught up with some parents who are making sure their kids know how to defend themselves by using karate.
We think now that if he were ever confronted in some way, he would have the tools to react, at least to escape from the danger, not necessarily to cause harm, but to get away from a person, a stranger who's trying to cause him harm or he thinks is going to cause him harm.
And there are 3 things your child should know to empower themselves to stay safe. Always know your surroundings, keep your distance from potential threats, and if attacked, look for soft targets like the eyes, nose, groin, and knees. Good advice there. Well, the partial government shutdown is now the longest in U.S. history. Today will mark the 22nd day, and right now there's no end in sight for the shutdown. No meetings between the White House and congressional staff are expected this week, and both houses of Congress have adjourned for the weekend. President Trump sent this message for the 800,000 American workers who still aren't getting paid.
I just really appreciate the fact that they have handled it so incredibly well, and many of them agree with what we're doing.
The shutdown began over funding for President Trump's proposed border wall. President Trump says he's considered declaring a national emergency to get funding for the wall, but for now he's backing away from doing so. And while the partial government shutdown continues, officials at the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services say money will keep flowing to 2 important programs: the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP and the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children known as WIC. Both of those will receive funding despite the government shutdown. Both of those programs aim to assist low-income households with getting the food they need. And for more deals and resources for workers impacted by the government shutdown, we have a list for you on our website at ktnv.com. Well, right now, police are looking for this woman they say shot and killed a man over a motorcycle. It happened in an alleyway near Industrial in Wyoming Thursday. This is a previous booking photo of 25-year-old Kayla Byron. If you know where she is, call police. And this morning, the woman accused of running over and killing a nail tech after skipping out on her $35 bill is in the Maricopa County Jail in Arizona awaiting extradition. After 13 days on the run, she was taken into custody in Glendale, Arizona, after a citizen there spotted and recognized her nearly 300 miles away from Vegas. People in the city of Glendale stunned. Somebody was so observant, especially since you see their Whipple looks completely different now compared to that old mugshot police released.
Whoever found it, I mean, good for them that they picked up on the past news reports and all that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, good keeping an eye out there. The victim, Na Q Nguyen, leaves 3 daughters behind. If you'd like to help out her family, we have a link to her GoFundMe page on our website at ktnv.com. Well, a woman featured on the TLC show 90 Day Fiancé has been arrested for the 3rd time here in Las Vegas. Police say 32-year-old Larissa Dos Santos is accused of attacking her husband. Dos Santos is originally from Brazil. She was arrested twice before in June and in November on similar charges. Both of those cases were dismissed. Well, CCSD wants your input on its 5-year plan to improve education here in our valley by holding a series of town halls. The next one is happening this morning, and it'll be held through Facebook Live. There are also some other ones happening next week in North Las Vegas and Henderson. You can head to our website for a full list of the times and the locations. And in 5 years, CCSD could be the most improved school district in the country. At least that's what Superintendent Jesus Jara is aiming for. At yesterday's State of the Schools address, he mentioned some of our biggest challenges. Jara is working on some specific plans to elevate all schools out of the 1-star and 2-star rankings. He'd also like to see our graduation rates increase to 90%.
It is critical. I mean, we need to see what's working, continue to do what we're doing. If it's not working, we're going to stop doing.
Now, Jara also wants to assure all students are offered the same opportunities regardless of their parents' income or their zip code. Well, the city of Henderson is hosting a free health fair today to encourage residents to stay fit and stay healthy. The fair will feature more than 25 health and wellness booths, children's activities, and fitness demonstrations. There will also be an open rock wall and food. It's all taking place from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Henderson Multi-Generational Center on South Green Valley Parkway. Well, still to come this morning.
Baby's turning blue! Baby's turning blue!
Yeah, 911 calls have been released after a woman who's been in a coma for years gave birth. We have the panicked calls made by workers at that nursing home. Plus, why police say a popular show on Netflix may have played a role in this crash.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Gina Cancelleri, and if you like clouds, you are in luck. Take a look at our forecast as we move through the afternoon and the evening. I'll let you know if these clouds will offer some rain and when the rain will get here. That's all coming up after the break. All right, well, check this out. Right now, whiteout conditions hitting parts of the country, making travel treacherous. This is video from Missouri. You can see just how much snow is falling there, making visibility really hard for drivers. Several drivers became stranded and had to dig out of the snow during their evening commutes. The area is expected to see several inches of snow. No thanks. All right, well, police in Layton, Utah say the Bird Box Challenge played a role in this crash. In case you're not familiar, the challenge is based off of Netflix's latest horror movie, Bird Box. Citizens have to stay blindfolded in order to stay alive. Police say a teen pulled a beanie over her eyes and kept driving. She hit another car, a light pole, and a sound wall. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. The teen may be charged with reckless driving. Maybe.
Maybe.
For real.
I give up.
He's leaving.
I just give up on society.
Don't give up on me. I have a good forecast, Tom.
I know, no. But I mean, but seriously, like, you need to be told not to put on a blindfold while you're driving.
Yes, we do.
I guess we do, yeah. But yeah.
Please don't give up on me.
No.
Don't give up on me. I have a
No,
good
we have a good
forecast
forecast in store, so
I do.
I would never leave you.
Thank you. There it is. Partners till the end.
Twinsies, as you said before.
Yeah, we are, because we kind of like the same stuff. All right, but here's a look outside right now from our Stratosphere camera. It's a gorgeous morning, a gorgeous way to start your weekend. Very easy weather as we move through the day today, despite the fact there is a storm well off to our west, and it will change up our weather as we move through the day today. 57 degrees is the expected high temperature in Las Vegas today, 56 degrees for North Las Vegas with some clouds around. Summerlin expecting a high temperature today of 52 degrees and 60 degrees is the forecast high for Henderson. These numbers are where they should be for this time of year, so we are running average as far as temperatures go. Here's a look at the satellite and radar, and this is the storm that I'm talking about. It's a good, healthy area of low pressure. Some rain falling with it, as you can see, some snow in the mountains there as well. It's all approaching our region. As it does so, clouds will continue to increase as we move through the day today. But this storm does not have enough dynamics to hold together. So I'm not expecting to see any wet weather as we move through the day today, perhaps an isolated shower, but I think for the most part, the storm is going to slide to our south with the abundant moisture and not bring us any wet weather today. In the 7-day forecast, though, we have a really good possibility of picking up some rain and mountain snow. Hold on for that. For now, though, here's a look at the water vapor imagery. Anywhere you see the blue, that indicates moisture in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. And there you see it swirling toward us. There's the storm right there. It will continue to slide to our south as we move through the day today, so not expecting to see, as I mentioned, a good deal of moisture, a good deal of wet weather. We will see some clouds, though, from the storm. Then check this out. Over the Pacific Ocean, look at all that blue. That's a lot of moisture there, again, in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. And that's a storm that we need to keep an eye on as we move into Monday and even possibly Tuesday, with the possibility of an isolated shower. But for today, the forecast calls for clouds and clouds only. 54 degrees is the forecast high for Searchlight. Laughlin expecting a high temperature today of 63 degrees. Pahrump 56 degrees there. Mount Charleston 39 degrees. Primm 54 degrees for your high temperature. Driving around to Indian Springs, 52 degrees for a high temperature there with some clouds. As we move over to St. George, 51 degrees for a high temperature. Mesquite 58 degrees for a high temperature today, staying dry. Sunrise Manor 57 degrees, and Henderson, as I mentioned earlier, expecting a high temperature of 60 degrees. Boulder City 56 degrees, and Spring Valley, same story for you, 56 degrees with some clouds. If you don't have clouds now, they're coming in, all thanks to that storm. So cloudy weather for your Saturday, clearing as we move into Sunday. More sunshine is expected for tomorrow. Then unsettled as we moved into Monday and Tuesday, thanks to the storm that's sitting over the Pacific Ocean right now. That's going to bring us some clouds and the outside chance of some wet weather Monday into Tuesday, getting a break Wednesday morning. Wednesday night into Thursday is when we will see some rain accumulating here in the valley. How much? Can't tell you yet. We'll know as we get closer to the day. Mountain snow is expected on Thursday as well. How much? Can't tell you yet. We'll get more information as we move into the upcoming days. And wind. Wind will be a major concern as we move into Thursday as well, and possibly lingering into Friday morning. Tom?
All right, thanks, Gina. Well, this morning we're learning some chilling new details about the moments leading up to the shooting death of a Davis, California police officer. 22-year-old officer Natalie Corona was responding to a traffic accident when witnesses say the suspect rode up on a bicycle and started shooting.
The suspect basically just opened up fire, shot her once, and she went down to the ground, and he then ended up shooting her multiple times.
The gunman had 2 semi-automatic pistols. He reloaded several times, shooting randomly in different directions. He also took aim at a firefighter responding to the scene, but only hit his boot. Now, bullets also hit a passing bus and the backpack of a student walking by. Luckily, though, nobody was hurt. That suspect then took his own life inside a home.
Baby's turning blue! Baby's turning blue!
Well, this morning we're now hearing the 911 calls made from a nursing home after a woman who's been in a coma for years suddenly gave birth in the Phoenix area. Staffers who called police caught by surprise to see the baby.
What's the emergency?
Someone just had a baby. One of our patients just had a baby, and we had no idea she was pregnant.
Police say the 29-year-old woman was raped. They've now collected DNA samples from all male employees at that nursing home. The victim's family says the baby and the mother are recovering at the hospital. In Texas, a search for a missing baby comes to a tragic end. After a long and puzzling week of searching, police in San Antonio say they have found the remains of 8-month-old Jay Davila. Investigators say the boy's father led them to the body. Last week, the father claimed his car was stolen with the baby inside. Police say they quickly realized his scheme and arrested him, the baby's mother, and cousin. He told officers the baby accidentally fell off the bed and that he was too afraid to call 911. And overnight, hundreds of strangers came together to mourn the death of that little boy despite the rain. The crowd of people came out to show they cared about the boy even though they did not know him personally.
God brings me out here because it's sad that a tragedy had to happen for everybody to come together.
I came out here to keep peace, for he could rest in peace.
Just awful. A funeral home has stepped up and will provide free funeral services for baby King. Well, this morning we're getting our first photo of Jamie Kloss after she was found alive. This is a picture of the Wisconsin teen with her aunt and her dog. She disappeared back in October after her parents were found shot and killed in their home. Thursday afternoon, 88 days after she disappeared, a woman was walking her dog when Jamie approached her looking for help. A 21-year-old man now charged in both her kidnapping and the murder of her parents. Police have not found any significant connections or reason as to why she was kidnapped. That suspect will make his first court appearance on Monday. Well, straight ahead, downtown Las Vegas is evolving and changing, but why a new series of exciting projects is also raising some concerns among locals. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on your Saturday morning. Stay with us. Well, just this week, 2 major projects have been announced in downtown Las Vegas, hoping to attract more tourists. And as the area grows, 13 Action News anchor Yasmin Hassan shows you what businesses are doing to keep locals coming too.
It feels like there's a real community being built, and that's something that we've never really had before.
The construction boom seems to be happening again. Just this week, the Stevens brothers revealed plans for Circa Resort and Casino, and the Downtown Grand announced an expansion.
Any area that sees development, I think that's awesome. You know, I think people really need to have the jobs coming in. You know, the community needs that.
Circa alone will bring 2,000 construction jobs and 1,500 long-term positions. Then there's the remodel of the Downtowner, scheduled to open in February. That project brought in hundreds of construction jobs and will add around 30 full-time positions.
I'm very excited for everything that's coming down to this area. So looking forward to all the tourism that's coming this way, and hopefully business will improve.
While the new projects are hoping to attract more tourism, there is some concern that it will also push out the locals.
Most locals know. The truth is we try not to ever go to the Strip unless we have relatives or friends in town. Then we'll take them to the Strip, but then we're like, hey, let's go downtown. Let's go to Fremont Street. There's much better deals there.
As a local myself, I think it kind of might be a little problematic down the road because, you know, this area is very much its own thing, and eventually, I mean, there could be, you know, big buildings that cost a lot of money that drive people like us who've been here for a while out.
The Arts District Neighborhood Association is working hard to make sure that doesn't happen.
We price everything down here in this area. We do this because we're locals and we want to hang out with locals.
Most of the businesses are non-smoking, non-gambling, and offer happy hour deals that are geared towards locals. And while a lot of tourists don't drive when they're in town, most locals do. And the Arts District Association wants to make things easy and affordable for you.
We've been down here 20, 30 years, some of us, and as long as we can keep the parking free, we feel that it'll be a really good deal for our locals.
That was Yasmin Hassan reporting. Well, a new club is coming to McCarran Airport. The club at LAS is opening up at the southwest wing of the D Concourse. McCarran tweeting out these photos yesterday. Construction is expected to be complete this spring. Pretty cool. Well, if you're looking for a job, there are several job fairs going on. Today from 8 a.m. to noon, there's a job fair to fill vacant school bus driver positions. That's happening over at the Transportation Center near Arville and Harmon. Also today from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., MGM Resorts International is hosting a job fair for summer employees at the Mandalay Bay. That's happening at the South Convention Center. And on Monday, the Flamingo Go Pool Day Club is hosting an open casting call from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. That's at the Bally's Employment Center. Good Morning Las Vegas. Well, still ahead this morning, buying a first-time home can be challenging for anyone, and for a lot of debt-burdened millennials, it might seem nearly impossible, who experts say more and more of them are turning to for help. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on this Saturday morning. Stay with us.
Now, live from Las Vegas, this is 13 Action News, Good Morning Las Vegas.
I've been blaming myself. I've been crying a lot. I'm so sorry for what happened to him.
The dog training from hell, a local family turns to 13 Action News horrified by what happened to their beloved pet. Plus, overcoming the burden of home buying, the unique approach millennials are taking to purchase homes. Plus, we'll tell you how many new iPhones Apple is reportedly releasing this year. Good Morning Las Vegas, I'm Tom George. Hope your Saturday is off to a great start. First, we want to kick things off with 13 First Alert meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. Good morning, Gina.
Tom, we have a nice day in store today, especially if you like clouds. Today's Saturday, feels like Sunday, but yes, it's Saturday. Sun will come up this morning at 6:51, set later on this afternoon at 4:47, and the length of day is getting longer now that we have finally passed the winter solstice, so we're getting more daylight. More daylight, but more cloud cover today. Here's a look at your forecast as we move through the day today. 9 o'clock, calm conditions, wind is not a problem. 48 degrees as we move into the 9 o'clock hour. Noon, 54 degrees, topping off the day around 57, 56 degrees with a light breeze as we finish off the day out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour around 6 p.m. At that time, clouds are still hanging around. There's a nice storm off the coast of California that's bringing the clouds into the valley. And there you see it. A lot of rain on the radar, but it's going to stay off to our south and off to our west. I don't think we're going to see any wet weather from the system at all. Not today, but the 7-day planner shows something different. Cloudy for today, sunnier for tomorrow. Then as we move through the upcoming week, there are a lot of storms that are going to roll through here. Unsettled on Monday with the possibility of a few showers. Then the big storm moves through on Thursday with rain, mountain snow, and wind. Tom?
All right, thanks, Gina. Well, pets are like family members, and of course, we want them to be on their best behavior. Specialized dog training fetches top dollar prices in Las Vegas and promises the best dog for your home. But one family who entrusted their pet to a longtime local trainer was devastated with the results. 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears has their warning to your family.
Come on, Bubba.
The Mansfield family is all about second chances.
Give me that ball. Give me that ball.
Rescue dogs Bella and Oreo are cases in point.
Adopt them to have a great life and a nice home and love. I was trying to do what everybody thought would be right for Oreo.
As you can see in this video from Annette's Ring doorbell, Oreo's size and strength became too much to handle, so she signed up with Sit Mean Sit dog trainer Billy Salcido and paid $1,954 for an immersion training program.
Taking my baby. You know, please take good care of him. I'll see him in a few days. Things are going to be great.
Oreo would live in Salcido's home for a week of obedience training, which included the use of a Sit Mean Sit shock collar.
He showed us the collar. He showed us how it would work. More or less, it would be more on the vibration to get his attention.
She trusted the highly qualified trainer, but got concerned early on when she asked for proof of payment and a copy of her contract.
I asked for a receipt. It took 3 days. And for him to come back to the house.
Another video from her doorbell shows Salcido dropping off the paperwork without ringing the bell or talking to anyone, even though they were all at home.
The red flags went up for me at that point.
Let's go. Up.
Part of what they paid for were videos of Oreo in training. In one, he seemed exhausted but okay. In the second,
no, I gotta watch it again. Let me look at his eyes. Let me make sure everything's okay. By the second and third time, I was like, what is that on his neck?
She realized it was a bloody wound.
I freaked out. I totally freaked out. I was like, oh my God.
They demanded Salcido bring Oreo back immediately.
One of the first things I had noticed when I took the collar off of Oreo, it has these 4 prongs in it, and distinctly you can see 4 spots on his neck.
Sit Mean Sit's use of shock collars caused controversy in 2015 when 2 men with a St. Peter's, Missouri franchise were charged with animal abuse for using shock collars in a way that caused pain to 4 dogs. When Austin took off Oreo's shock collar,
I had put it on level 4, and I could feel the shock from my hand through the tips of my ears and the top of my head.
They took Oreo to the vet right away, where an exam revealed raw sores on his paws, multiple wounds on his body, and this.
So by the time the veterinarian shaved it down, I was mortified.
Pronounced burn marks on his neck from the prongs of the Sit Mean Sit shock collar.
I've been blaming myself. I've been crying a lot. I'm so sorry for what happened to him.
After she confronted Salcido via text, he promised a refund, writing, "I feel terrible about this whole situation. I will make it right." He also left this voicemail message.
I'm really working hard right now to try to get you your refund so I could give it to you ASAP, because I just want this to be done. I don't want to prolong it any more than it has to, and I'm apologizing again But we'll take care of it.
Looks like the gate is locked.
Nothing
Hello, anyone there?
was taken care of.
After he did not return multiple telephone calls, emails, and texts, we tracked down Billy Salcido at his central Las Vegas address. You can see all the evidence of the dog training tools as well as the sit means sit signage. We can even hear multiple dogs barking from inside the garage, but there doesn't appear to be anyone at home.
I made one last try to reach him before we left, and he finally answered.
Hi, I've been trying to get a hold of you. I'm actually outside your house right now.
Salcido said he had no comment. With wounds still healing,
Good boy, you want to play catch?
Oreo displays some skills he learned.
Come here, bro. Can you sit? Can you sit?
But his family says he's now distrustful, skittish, and nervous around strangers.
I just want people to know it can't keep going on like this. These poor puppies, they trust you.
When I first called Sit Means Sit's corporate office, they said they had no comment. But later, the president called me, and he said he was very distressed by the pictures of Oreo's wounds and that they do not tolerate mistreatment of animals. He said they have pulled Billy Salcido's corporate franchise license, so he is no longer with the company, and they've refunded the family $2,400 for their training and their vet bills. Darcy Spears, 13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas.
Thanks, Darcy. Well, millions of Americans are suffering from the flu, and that includes more than 100 people right here in southern Nevada. The CDC says the flu has infected up to 7.3 million Americans so far, and says about half of those went to the doctor or hospital with symptoms. The latest numbers from the Southern Nevada Health District indicate 3 people, including a baby, have died from the flu. More than 100 people have been diagnosed and hospitalized. Well, an update now on the portraits displayed in the Clark County Government Center, the paintings of the 58 victims of 1 October, now heading to the victims' families. Those portraits were painted by artists from all over the world. They were on display at the Clark County Government Center to mark 1 year since the tragedy.
I got to be honest, a few years ago, I didn't necessarily envision this being possible.
Yeah, buying a first-time home can be challenging for anyone. For a lot of debt-burdened millennials, it may seem nearly impossible. But as 13 Action News anchor Carla Wade shows you, instead of giving up on their goals of home ownership, a lot of them are turning to the bank of mom and dad.
We were probably thinking, oh, we could totally afford this home.
In less than a month, 30-year-old Jeremy Settles will call this 2-story house home.
I got to be honest, a few years ago, I didn't necessarily envision this being possible.
It's in Summerlin, where some median home prices are more than $350,000. Too pricey for Jeremy and his fiance.
We would have had to have, maybe looked in North Las Vegas, which is a really nice area, but this kind of catered more to our life.
But their parents offered to help them out.
Kind of lending us a little bit of money for the down payment to make it kind of push us to that next tier so that we can make this possible and affordable while we live here.
Jeremy's situation is not unusual. According to the Wall Street Journal, more than a quarter of Americans younger than 34 are getting financial assistance from relatives to buy a home.
Well, let me tell you, it's a very common thing, and it's reoccurring as the generation is moving into the home buying process. We have seen it increase substantially here at Open Door.
So is this something you should consider? While loaning money to relatives may be frowned upon, some financial experts say it's okay as long as parents aren't borrowing from their nest egg, aren't near retirement age, and their kids have steady jobs.
But it just kind of came when we were looking, came as a nice surprise, and one that we were, extremely fortunate to receive, that's for sure.
Carla Wade, 13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas.
Well, a lot of people in the Valley don't want their neighbors using their homes as Airbnb rentals, but that's not stopping them. According to the company, there were more than 700,000 guest arrivals in Clark County in 2018. And Airbnb hosts here brought in $100 million. The company also says about 5,600 Nevada homes are on Airbnb, and 16% of hosts are seniors that are using home sharing to get a little bit of extra money.
Bad things, it's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they
Yeah, the rumors are flying about Drake and a possible Las Vegas residency. The rapper performing at XS Nightclub at the Wynn, and according to the Review Journal, he told fans he'd be back at XS all year. Sources reporting Drake has agreed to 12 shows over 2 years, but so far nothing official has been announced. All right, well, the Golden Knights back on the road today, taking on the Blackhawks in Chicago. And if you want to watch the game at the team's official watch party, that's happening tonight at 5:30 p.m. over at City National Arena near downtown Summerlin. You can actually skate on the ice where the Golden Knights practice, all while you're watching the game. You do have to pay to rent the skates. Pretty fun. Well, straight ahead.
Oh, it's right there. It's right there.
Yeah, no thanks. A man in Miami frightened after he finds a snake inside the hood of his car. We'll tell you who finally came to the rescue.
I'm meteorologist Gina Cancellari. High temperatures over the next couple of days will start a downward slide. It's because storms are going to move through the valley. I'll let you know when and what they will do to our weather. That's all coming up after the break.
All right, a man in Miami getting quite the surprise when he popped open the hood of his car. What could this be?
So wonderful. There was a snake inside, curled up and sitting on his engine. He freaked out, as anyone would, and called animal services and fire rescue, but they did not help him.
They were like, nope.
I mean,
yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah,
you know? All
but
right, well.
How about this? A brave neighbor took a hanger, there you see it happening, to pull the snake out. That's actually not a very large snake, unless it's all coiled.
No, I'm not going anywhere near. I was saying before, I'm like, you know what? You know, AAA gives me 3 free things a year. I'm using one of them.
Right.
I'm using my phone a friend on that one.
Oh, that's good.
They're coming to take the snake out. I'm not dealing with that. So
I know what I can get you for your birthday.
A pet snake? Yeah.
Oh, my
Great
girls
idea.
would love to give that to you.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's talk weather. Ready?
Yeah.
All right,
Let's
we have
hear it.
clouds coming in.
Go ahead.
Clouds are increasing as we move through the day today. There it is. A cloudy Saturday is expected in the valley today and surrounding areas. Then as we move through tomorrow, it will be sunnier. It'll be a nice day today and tomorrow, but if you like the clouds, today's your day. If you like the sunshine, tomorrow is your day. Then as we move through the upcoming week, unsettled weather ahead. We have a series of storms that are going to roll through the valley as we move through the upcoming week that will give us rain, mountain snow, and by the end of the week, really, really strong wind. So I'll show that all to you in the 7-day forecast coming up. But first, let's get through today. Here's a look at the satellite and radar, and here is one storm system moving through LA right now, bringing rain and mountain snow. What it will do for us at the moment is bring some clouds out ahead of the storm. So if you have clouds outside right now, it's all thanks to this area of low pressure sitting over California. If you don't have clouds yet, clouds are on the way as we move through the day today. This storm system will continue to approach, but not really slide through Las Vegas. It's going to slide to our south. And it's not going to have enough dynamics with it to bring any wet weather to our area today. However, as I said earlier, there will be a series of storms moving through in the upcoming week that will bring rain to the valley. But again, let's get through today. Searchlight, high temperature 54 degrees with clouds. Laughlin today 63 degrees with clouds as well. Mount Charleston high temperature 39 degrees. Again, clouds are in the forecast for everyone. Pahrump 56 degrees for a high temperature today. Primm 54, Good Springs 49, and Sandy Valley expecting a high of 56 degrees. Tonopah slightly cooler there, 46 degrees for your high. Maybe a little more sunshine because you're farther off to the north. Farther down to the south, more clouds. Beatty 55 degrees there. Indian Springs 52 degrees for a high temperature. Caliente 45 degrees. Alamo 52 with clouds. Moapa 58 degrees. Same story for Mesquite. High temperature today 58 degrees. Overton 60 degrees. St. George 51 for you. Boulder City 56. Henderson 60 degrees. That will be the warm spot today. Elsewhere, everybody in the mid to upper 50s in general. Of course, Summerlin proves me wrong there. 52 degrees for a high temperature, and Blue Diamond, same story, 52 degrees for a high. As we move into Sunday, the clouds will break up. The storm will continue to move off to our east, providing more sunshine. High temperature for you tomorrow, 57 degrees. Monday into Tuesday, unsettled, possibility of a few showers. Wednesday day, we get a break. Wednesday night into Thursday, we will see rain, and it will accumulate possibly a quarter of an inch of rain. As we move into Thursday, also expect mountain snow, possibly an inch or two, and wind. Wind will be strong on Thursday. This storm means business. Then as we move into Friday evening, I think that storm will start to move out. Tom?
Sunday fun day. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Gina. Well, when Good Morning Las Vegas returns, the Golden Knights are getting a lot of kids excited about hockey. How you can teach your kids the sport at a free event today with the help of some firefighters. But first, let's head up to New York for a look at what's coming up on Good Morning America.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, missing teen Jamie Kloss reunited with her family after a months-long search. What we're learning about her amazing survival and how she escaped her alleged kidnapper. Plus, a major winter storm pummeling the Midwest, the conditions making travel treacherous this weekend. We're tracking the storm as it makes its way east. And finally, the government shutdown reaching record-breaking heights, now the longest in history. The hundreds of thousands of government employees and their families impacted. It's all coming up on GMA.
All right, welcome back. Well, the Golden Knights have been getting a lot of kids interested in the sport. Well, if you ever wanted to learn, maybe start on the street and not the ice, today's your chance. We got quite the squad this morning. We got Greg Burns with the Las Vegas Firefighter Youth Hockey Foundation, Jen Bradley representing Tivoli, and we also have Miss Nevada Teen as well. So thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
And of course, Bark Andre's here too.
Yes.
Yeah, we couldn't talk about hockey without having Bark Andre in town.
Fan.
Yes, absolutely. So like we were saying, I mean, ever since the Golden Knights came to town, I mean, a lot of kids growing up here in Vegas, they're excited about it. They want to learn how. So, I mean, it's kind of easier to start on the street maybe than the ice, right? So.
Yeah, well, the base of hockey is skating, but you can play it anywhere. It's one of those sports you can just strap on your tennis shoes, grab a stick and a ball, and go have some fun. So,
absolutely.
And that's what we're going to be doing today at 1 o'clock at Tivoli Village. We're going to have a street hockey game. Las Vegas Firefighters Youth Hockey, and a bunch of the firemen are going to be out there, and we're going to have just an old-fashioned street hockey game. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's free to the public, and they're going to close off one of the streets at Tivoli Village. They were nice enough to do this for us, and Jennifer Bradley of JB.
Well, we'll come on down today, 1 o'clock at Tivoli. We're on the street by Brio, next to the piazza. We'll also have our Miss Nevada Teen USA, who is a former Miss Tivoli, drop the puck at 1. And then, of course, we had the famous little Bark Andre Fleury, sorry. So we look forward to seeing everybody. Plus today's Social Saturdays at Tivoli. So there's a lot to do for everybody.
Cool, and so you kind of, and this is all for a good cause too. I mean, you guys really try and support, youth hockey, really kind of develop the sport. Are you seeing a lot more people getting into it now with the Golden Knights?
We are. It's not just kids. We're seeing a lot of adults getting into it, but we're here to help the kids that want to learn how to play or are playing that need some financial help, because it's not a cheap sport. And kids need gear like every year they need new stuff, because how they grow like a weed. So that's what we're here for. Our foundation is to help families that are in need. We help them financially like that, and just help the kids keep playing or that want to learn how to play, because it's such a great sport.
Yeah, it's super exciting. We got quite the squad here.
He's ready to go. He's ready. Let me at it.
Yeah, ready to play. Yeah, so if you want to check it out and play and meet all these great people here, so it's happening today at 1 o'clock over
it's
at
a free
Tivoli.
event. Come on
free
down.
Event. All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll
Thanks
be right back
us.
after the break.
Look how pretty this is. This is from our Mandalay Bay camera.
That's awesome.
I know, it's a really beautiful sunrise this morning. Clouds will increase as we head through the day today. Current conditions around the valley do show some clouds in some areas, but as we move through the day, most areas will have all the cloud cover they can imagine. So if you like clouds, today is your day. Here's a look at the planner as we move through the day today. Calm conditions to start off, a light breeze as we head through the remainder of the day, nothing significant. The significant weather happens as we move through the upcoming week. Look, here it is. Cloudy for today, clearing out for tomorrow, then unsettled for Monday, the possibility of an isolated shower. Thursday is the big day. I see on all of the weather maps. There it is, rain, mountain snow, and wind.
All right, well, thanks for making Good Morning Las Vegas part of your day. GMA is on up next. Join us right back here at 8.